What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. Short life update. I recently got married. Yay. Yes, people with disabilities can get married. They can live normal, regular lives. And of course, if anybody has any questions regarding my life with my husband or anything having to do with that, feel free to leave anything down below in the comments. Honestly, guys, if you have any questions whatsoever, I'm an open book, and you never know. Your questions might actually help me think of a new idea for a video. But today, I actually want to talk about my experience that was unfortunately during my honeymoon. Yes, this video is still for kids. No, I'm not going to be talking about dirty, bad things. What I actually want to be talking about today is the unfortunate experience that I had where my husband, who is not disabled, and I had to kind of pick and choose what we wanted to do while we were on our honeymoon. Because while we both could agree on things that we wanted to do, unfortunately, with me being a disabled person, quite a few of the activities that he wanted to do were things that I physically was not able to do. So that was an unfortunate thing, or an unfortunate part of our honeymoon, but thankfully we were able to get through it. So a lot of times what people with disabilities will experience is that their friends, their able-bodied friends, will want to do something that they're not necessarily able to do. And while that's okay, one thing I would recommend is have a conversation about it before you actually act and do anything. Because for one thing, if you don't talk about it, first and foremost, it's just gonna linger, and you might resent your friends or family or whoever you go with in the end. For me, I actually struggled on the car ride home. I didn't tell my husband that I was upset about it until that night. And we didn't fully talk about it until the car ride home. I really wish that we had talked about it beforehand, because it really would have made things a lot easier. For me personally, it wasn't the activities that he picked that were the difficulty. It was the fact that I couldn't physically do them. We actually tried to make them work. Some of the activities that he wanted to do, I physically couldn't, because I have what's called a leg length discrepancy. So one of my legs is actually shorter than the other, and one of the things he wanted to do, unfortunately, was go-karts. And with the go-karts that we were on, or wanted to try, the pedal to go was actually on my right side, which is the side that my leg is shorter. So unfortunately, I wasn't able to actually reach the pedal, and I wasn't able to move the car. So it was a lot of me just sitting there watching him do things he wanted to do, which at times, yes, it's okay. And yes, you're gonna fall into those things. Things like that are gonna happen. But the best thing to do when that happens is say, okay, now we've done an activity that you want to do, and it didn't quite work out for me. So what do you think of me choosing the next activity? Or can we discuss the next activity that we want to do And can we make sure that it's something that I can do as well? Because especially if you're on vacation with friends or family or whoever, you're on vacation. You want to have fun, and you can't have fun if you can't participate. So always, always, always have that open communication with whoever you're with when you're on vacation or when you're visiting somewhere, doing something with people. Because if you don't have that open communication, there's a chance you could be let down. And I feel like that's true for really anybody, but definitely the disabled community experiences that a lot, I'm sure. Because I definitely have over the years. So, one thing that I kind of regret is actually not saying, let me choose the next activity. Because he was just so excited and so pumped from his activities that he said, okay, let's go do this next. And let's go do this next. And that's not always fun. We ended up discussing it, and I was happy in the end that I was able to try what we did. And it was entertaining getting to watch him do the things that he was doing. And I will say it was nice because I was able to get pictures of him, which up until that point, I hadn't gotten any pictures of him during the honeymoon. So that was great. But like I said, key takeaways from this, guys. Have that open communication before and during your vacations. Make sure, if, let's say that there's going to be something that your friends or family are going to want to do that you physically can't do. Here's an idea. Come up with an alternative for yourself and see if any of your friends or family would be willing to change their activity and go with you on yours. That way you're not alone. Because for me personally, that was another thing I struggled with, was that there was one point where he wanted to do something that I knew I wasn't going to be able to do. And yeah, he did suggest doing separate things. I didn't quite care for it. He knew that too. By the end, of course. Like I said, communication is key, you guys. If I had communicated with him what I actually wanted to do, maybe things would have been different on this trip. I will say, this trip that we took was a learning experience for the both of us. And I don't regret going on this trip. I don't regret not being able to do things. I just regret not having better communication with him. Because had we had better communication, who knows what kind of fun things we would have been able to do. Anyways, like I said, guys, at the beginning of this video, feel free to like this video. Feel free to comment on this video what your thoughts are. If you have any questions for me, I'm willing to answer any questions about my disability. I'm willing to answer any disability general related questions in the future. And if you have any ideas or any things you guys want me to cover on these videos, feel free to let me know those as well. But otherwise, I hope you guys enjoy this video and have a good night.